We're always looking for that one camera that does everything. But what about a light that does everything? In our research for this perfect light, we stumbled upon a company called Rayzrlight, and the product that caught our attention the most was the Rayzrlight MC200. We wanted to have a light with a huge variety of different kelvins, as well as the option for RGB lighting, but it couldn't be too big and heavy because we wanted it to be a little bit portable, and we wanted to have the option to actually use some light formers on top of it, so the MC200 seemed pretty perfect for our use case. We've had this light panel for a couple of weeks now, but due to the corona pandemic, we couldn't really use it as much as we wanted to. So we took our sweet time because we really wanted to use it in a real world scenario. And after a couple of weeks, we were able to use it on a short film, on a music video, on a commercial job, and for our product shots in our studio. So we did get a pretty good idea of what this light can do and what it can't do. So welcome to today's review. My name is Damien Cooper, and welcome to Monkey Picks.
We've got some fresh new young talent doing some things that I know you haven't heard before.
1, 2, 3, listen.
So before we start talking about all the features that the MC200 has, let's talk about the overall build and design of the panel. The MC200 is a 2x1 LED panel with included barn doors, which is pretty cool because you already have a light former built in. It's also rather soft with a softening panel on top of it, and that is also decent if you just want to use it as it comes out of the box. On the back of the panel you have your control unit, and that is pretty cool because you have everything built in, and even the AC unit can be attached to the V-mount on the back of the panel, so it's really compact and you only need one cable to hook it up to power. And the same goes for when you want to use it mobile and you want to use a V-mount battery. So you just detach the AC unit and swap it out for a V-mount battery, and you still have the same compact design and no AC unit or control unit dangling from the panel. With its solid and sturdy build quality, the MC200 is definitely used for professional use in mind. That sturdy build quality comes with a little bit of weight attached. The MC200 weighs in about 10 pounds, which is equal to 5 kilograms. So with this weight, it sits right in the middle between really high-end lighting equipment that is much heavier, but it's also heavier than a mobile flex light version that we're usually using when being out in the field. So with this, you need to keep in mind that you need to have really solid light stands when using this on a set, because it's a little bit heavier than what your cheap Amazon light stands can handle. The MC200 panel is also virtually silent, so you can easily use it to record interviews because you don't have any fans that ramp up rapidly when using the MC200 for a longer time, and that is pretty cool because it has a passive cooling system, and therefore you can easily use it to record interviews with the MC200 as a key light, a hair light, or just to get the background illuminated in different kind of colors. The MC200 panel also has a quick release option to detach the barn doors and swap them out for different light formers, but I will talk about this later. So let's talk about the control unit and the menu on the back of the panel. At first, I have to admit, I was a little bit overwhelmed of the wide variety of different options that the MC200 comes with. I was in the wrong program setting and it was really tedious to change between our regular modes to the RGB modes, and I was kind of a little bit frustrated. But then when digging through the menu and digging through the manual, I actually got a feel for what this MC200 panel can do, and after you know how it works, it's actually pretty simple and easy to use. The MC200 has so many different menu settings, from your simple white balance settings over a gel mode where you have the option to choose between 300 different kind of gels to your predefined program settings. So once you know where everything is, it's pretty easy to dial in the settings that you like. In the white balance settings, you have a range from 2400 all the way up to 9900 Kelvin, and it's really easy to dial in the exact kind of Kelvin number you want because you have two knobs on the back panel. One is for the bigger increments, and with the second one you can go into little details and just make small changes to the increments of your white balance. And the same goes for the hue and saturation mode. With the one knob you can make bigger changes, and with the other one you can make smaller increments to really fine-tune what kind of color you want to display for your shot. You can change between the hue as well as the saturation and the brightness of the overall panel, and that is pretty cool to have, so you can really get the exact lighting that you're looking for. In another mode, you have a lot of predefined program settings, and we didn't really have the chance to test them all, but it's pretty cool to have when you actually need them on a short film project or even commercial projects. You have a range from fireplace to lightning to maybe even your police sirens, and that is really cool to have, and you don't really need to fiddle around and make a do-it-yourself situation because you already have these built in. The MC200 also has Wi-Fi built in. We didn't really have anything to be able to connect to the Wi-Fi because we only had this one unit, and I think it's being used to control and match colors between all different kind of units, which is really cool if you have a set of different MC panels. There's also an iOS app to control the MC200, but that app was $100 alone and we didn't really want to spend it, though that is kind of a bummer, and I would have loved for this to have an iOS app that is included, so you could change everything from an iOS app, but apparently you have to spend a little bit of money extra for this app. You do have that option, but you do have to spend extra money for it, so that is kind of a bummer. Another really cool feature of the MC200 is that you have the ability to match colors. So if you're on set and you have multiple light sources or even want to match it with an existing light source on set, you have that option to get the best consistency throughout your shots. One thing I wish Rayzrlight would have included with the MC200 panel is a carrying case, because usually most lights that we own come with a dedicated carrying case, and when we wanted to bring it onto location, we had to use another one of our lights cases, and that is pretty unfortunate, so I would have loved for them to include one in the purchase price. Let's talk about light shapers, because when we are looking for a light that does everything, we want to be able to use this as a key light as well. And when using it as a key light, we love having soft lights. So we want to have a softbox and a honeycomb grid, because this is something that we're really looking for. So we can actually have a really direct light into a small space like the studio, for example. And sure enough, the guys from Rayzrlight included a softbox with a honeycomb grid with our MC200, and that worked really well and it was really easy to install. I'm not 100% sure if this is the right way to attach the softbox, because I really couldn't find any documentation, neither in the manual or online, on how to actually install the softbox. But it was really easy and it has a really cool system. You just unfold it and we just strapped it over the barn doors and kinda locked it in place with some Velcro straps on the back. So maybe there's other kind of light shapers that you can replace the barn doors with, and that gets your setup even quicker, but for us it was the quickest way to just strap the softbox on top of the barn doors, and we got really great results with this too. So this is definitely a big plus. The softbox is really small in its footprint and it's really easy to install, so that is something that I really like about the MC200 panel. So I couldn't really find any definite specs on how much light output the MC200 panel has. The only thing I could find is that it has a power usage of around 190 watts, but apparently the output is much higher than that, and we didn't really have any complaints. The one thing that I can tell you about the MC200 is that it's plenty strong. We used it as a key light for interview setups, and I really didn't use the 100% of the output of the MC200. And when using it for a music video in the RGB mode, we also used it at 100%, bounced it off the ceiling, and got a really decent and nice exposure throughout our entire scene. And that is one thing that is really cool about having a dedicated RGB light, because usually when you want to change colors, you need gels and you put them in front of your light, and that decreases the energy output of your light by a lot. But with the MC200, you get all the kind of colors you need, and you still have a really strong light to illuminate the entire background of your scene, or like we did in the music video, just basically illuminate the entire scene with just one light. So what kind of scenarios did we use the MC200 panel for? As I've already said, we had a huge variety of different kind of use cases, one of them being shooting a bar promotion video. And initially I was planning to use this in the daylight setting, but then it really looked out of place and I actually switched to using it as a blue light. And having that option in the MC200 panel is really great, because when you need to adapt and you need to change something on set, you have all the options in the world with the MC200. And if you want to see more of the behind the scenes of that shoot, I will link it up here. Another project we used the MC200 for was a music video we recently shot, which is going live on our channel this Friday, so subscribe if you wanted to see the final results. In our mood board we had this one outdoor scene where our singer is completely illuminated in either red and blue, so we could quickly switch between the two different kind of light situations. And as I've already said, for this the MC200 was perfect because it was strong enough to illuminate our entire scene, but we also used it as a key light in a different kind of scenario. And since we were really making use of all the different lighting situations and we were chasing the sunrise in the morning, it was really handy to only have one light that could do it all. And like I already said, the softbox was easy to install and we didn't have to carry any different kind of gels when switching between the red and the blue light. So for music videos, I think the MC200 is your perfect companion. When using the MC200 with our 195 watt V-mount battery, we got so much power out of it. We basically used it on our music video shoot at 100% of the output all the time, and even when shooting the entire music video, we still had about half the battery life of our V-mount battery left. So this is a really cool option, and it's a really great mixture between a really high output but also really power efficient. We also used it in one of our short films that we shot for Belle's YouTube channel, and we used it to fake moonlight in a night scene, and we used the MC200 to shine light from outside into our bedroom to illuminate our bedroom in kind of a moon setting scene. We also wanted to know if the light is actually any good for just your regular key light in an interview setup. So Belle had to record a testimonial for her mental coach, so we used this with that one as well. And with the softbox and the honeycomb grid, it actually worked very, very well. I also used it for pretty much all the product shots that you saw on our YouTube channel the last 2 months. Before I had to deal with different kind of gels all the time, and that gets really tedious. So with the RGB option in the MC200, it's so quick and easy to change between different kind of hues so that I could use it for a vast variety of high quality shots in our studio, and that was really a breeze to work with. I also used one of the predefined program settings when shooting the LUT 7 review, so I wanted to have the light change in the background to give it a really cool feeling, and having these options within the MC200 is actually pretty cool. So what's my verdict of the MC200 panel? I think if you only have to choose one light and you don't want anything that is too big, too expensive, I think for around €1,000, the Rayzrlight MC200 is the perfect light for you. It's so versatile to use on set for just your regular key light, but you can also use all the different kind of shooting modes for your short films, for your music videos, or for your product shots. So if you can only choose one light, I think this is a really good solution. So there you have it. I hope you liked this review, and if you did, as always, give this video a thumbs up because it helps the channel grow, and I would love for you to subscribe to see more future videos and the music video we shot with the MC200 that is going to be released on Friday on our channel, and I hope to see you on the next one.